the Lord God send us forth in love, in hope.
What you're seeing could become the future of church. No pews, often not on Sundays, and much more inclusive. Alternative churches have sprung up in the hundreds across the US in recent years as institutionalized religion sees continuous decline.
The landscape of American religion is undergoing massive changes. People are hungering for that kind of authentic, co-creative experience.
So what will church become in the 21st century? New Hampshire, America's least religious state. The temperature in these woods is sub-zero. So this may seem like a weird place to come look for the future of church. And yet, people gather here, sometimes from across the country, to seek something they don't find in a regular church building.
We will go into the woods. We'll come back at 5 minutes of 10.
We pick things up to share when we come back and gather together. So it looks like a little bit of lace, like God's lace or something. It's rather pretty.
When we're in a regular church, an indoor church, a wall church, as I sometimes call it, we are literally walled off from the rest of creation. That, I think, has contributed to the human ability to destroy the natural world around us. Church of the Woods is a church where the land itself is the sacred space. Yeah, yours too.
This is just another reminder of what nature really needs from me in terms of being there to protect it. So I was born and brought up, baptized in the Catholic Church and attended Catholic Church. But things started to kind of fall apart for me as time went on. I felt less and less connected.
Monica and some other Church of the Woods members have stopped going to traditional churches. And they're not alone.
Religion definitely has a brand problem. This is a conservative estimate. 3,500 churches close every year in the United States.
It's viewed by many, many people as being judgmental, not necessarily inclusive enough, not as well in touch with the environmental or ecological concerns as it should be. Also, I think people can find answers to some of their most important existential questions in other ways.
Some of them are going to maker spaces or fitness communities like CrossFit, where there's a great sense of community and accountability. There's a real sense of investing in your personal transformation. And so this boundary of what is religious, what is secular, is really challenged by the way young people are living a lot of their lives.
And so, friends, what is this space going to be for us this evening? Learning. Learning. Non-judgmental, always.
Challenging.
Challenging, hopefully challenging. Wait till you hear the sermon.
A potluck dinner / spiritual discussion, Simple Church is one of the new churches that brings religion into secular spaces.
All the Bibles out, everybody's in.
The group meets on Tuesdays instead of Sundays.
A lot of our folks are what we call nuns and duns, so people who didn't grow up with a specific faith and don't necessarily, claim a specific faith. And then other folks who did, but now they're done with it.
The cafe, not the pews. There's no memories from the past that are making it harder to get here. No one here has batted an eyelash if I say, I have a chronic illness, so I can't show up some weeks, or I'm not straight.
Like your most prized possession in the whole world. Like who would that go to? And what's their relationship to you?
It's easier to build community when you're at a dinner party rather than sitting in a pew. And so instead of following a step-by-step liturgy that's laid out for you in a bulletin, you're just at a dinner party and you're invited to have conversation with the people around you. And so why not go into cafes? And also it's very cost effective.
But is alternative church even church? This is Laundry Love, a national network that offers low-income people free laundry, free food, and an opportunity to gather and pray.
There you go, my dear.
Thank you.
The Worcester branch meets monthly, and for most people here, the initial draw is financial. But for some, God does show up.
The love of God should be demonstrated in a very practical way. So as they're paying for the laundry, they're really meeting the practical needs of people.
When the machines are going, there's enough white noise that you can have very private conversations in a public space. And I would hear about people's lives and begin to build some connections.
Is there anyone we need to pray for tonight? The homeless. Yeah, the homeless.
There's also sometimes a perspective that thinks that these new emergent communities are somehow watering down the tradition, that it's like Christianity light or religion light. When actually what we've seen is that often they're really creative at taking something very old and very traditional and remixing it with something very contemporary.
The Bible is filled with stories of Jesus in particular going for his prayer time alone into the wild places. So in many ways what we're doing is going back to the earliest traditions of the church, but it's been forgotten.
With institutionalized churches in decline, the growing alternative church movement could one day become mainstream. But there's a catch.
For something to survive and last a long time, it has to become an institution to some degree. But it's precisely the absence of that that drove people to these kinds of things anyway. They may have a short shelf life. We see that a lot in the studies of them.
But I think slowly we are seeing more and more attention being paid here, purely because this is what's attracting people who would never enter, the buildings on this side.
The church isn't going to be reinvented from the middle, but from the edge.